Hey, you want to see something really scary?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Welcome to Fright Night.
Welcome back to Jump Scare. I'm Betty.
And I'm Shad.
This week we covered 2026 Body Cam.
1023, we were attempting contact. Police! Everybody okay in there? Police! This is the police. I'm coming down the stairs. Hey! Hey! Show me your hands. Sir, show me your hands. We gotta call it in. Give me a second to think, man. You gotta give me a second. Man. Wait.
What are we gonna do?
We gotta control this. Think about what'll happen to me. I'm the bad guy. Something doesn't feel right.
What is this place?
What the hell is that?
Still with me? Please clear the road.
He took something from us.
What does that mean?
Hey.
She drew that at the house. What is happening here? Michelle!
You think that badge you're wearing makes any sort of difference in a place like this?
Who are you?
We're cut off, man. They are in control.
This film debuted at the Popcorn Frights Film Festival last year. It was the opening night double bill, which also included another one of Brandon Christensen's films, Night of the Reaper.
Which we covered last year.
And we loved. This is Brandon's 7th film, and he is a 2-time Popcorn Frights Award winner. Yay! We had the pleasure of viewing the film that came out in Popcorn Frights, his previous film, one of his previous films, Z.
Yeah.
And we also interviewed Brandon Christensen way back when.
Yep. I think it might have been the first interview we did. Now, this movie stars Jamie Calica as Officer Jackson and Seth Rogerson as Officer Bryce, and you also have returning to another Brandon Christensen movie. You have Keegan Connor Tracy is back in this one as well, and Catherine Lowe, I'm going to maybe mess up her last name, Hagquist, plays Officer Jackson's mother. And this is a found footage film.
His first found footage film.
Yeah, and it's obviously based on police officers' body cams, because that's a very popular thing now, that to watch these body cam videos on YouTube and TikTok, and
yeah,
it's, it kind of puts you in the middle of it and you're seeing exactly what happens.
Do they even have to show cops anymore? Because now it's like pointless.
They don't. They took that off a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm obviously behind the times.
Well, yeah, we haven't had actual network TV in a long time. We just had streaming. Well, it's been about 10 years since we had regular TV.
That's very true.
But yeah, Cops used to be one of those things that, like, they would run a Cops marathon and it was just fun to watch because just the stupid things that people did. But yeah, so now you can just watch these videos. They're all over TikTok, YouTube, all the places have tons of these body cam videos.
It's interesting to me how those get released. Like this one. How did this one get released? We have this question a lot with those VHS films where it's like a found footage film, and at the end it's like you never know, either the person gets swept away somewhere and you never see them again, but it's like how was the footage found? Someone has to find the footage. I think the demon, alien, whatever it happens to be, actually mails it.
The ghost just puts it in the post office?
Yes, I think that's...
There's a few movies that answer that. As Above, So Below shows how the footage got out. The Grave Encounters movies, which the actor from this one, Rogerson, is in, they show how the footage got out for those movies.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a plot point, is how the footage got out in the Grave Encounters movies.
So out of all the 500,000 found footage movies, there are 2 films that actually give examples. That's wonderful.
Well, Grave Encounters 2, so 3.
Wow. Okay. That's what we're doing.
But for the most part, yeah, it's always ambiguous as how the footage was found. That'd be a good title for a horror movie, was How the Footage Was Found.
How the footage was found. I'm sure someone's already working on it. This film, obviously there's 2 officers. There's an accidental shooting. And
yeah, they roll up on your standard, check out what's going on in the house, and things go pretty spectacularly bad right off the bat. I would not even have got out of the car before I called for backup at that place. I'd have been like, nope. The 2 of us are not going in there alone. We're going to need some more cops out here. When you've got guys standing out there in the sidewalk just looking completely zoned out, like zombies everywhere. The house looks creepy. Now, this looked like a haunted house when you rolled up on it. And a haunted house with crazy looking people hanging around the front? Nope, not going in there alone.
So as I'm watching the film, I'm like, oh, okay. I told Shad, I'm like, yeah, that's a real thing. People are living their lives. They're all like drugged out on like a Judge Dredd, like RoboCop, like drug out there. And in California and San Francisco, and they all look like that. They're standing in weird positions for long periods of time, which in an interview that Brandon Christensen did, that was one of the ideas that they had in putting that idea out there. It's really creepy looking, and it's very unfortunate in real life, obviously, but they definitely, I knew exactly what the reference was, and the drug is called, like, the slang is like trank, and I'm just like, that just right there just freaks me out. Like, oh, that's a real thing. There are just random people that just have like one arm up in the air, the other head's down to the ground. They're looking wild. I definitely would have been calling for backup as well. I'm not getting out of the car. I actually would have just turned the siren off and slowly backed out and been like, we got a flat tire on the way to the destination, so you're gonna need to send someone else.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't make it. We're changing the tire.
That's what I would have done. Yeah. Because that would have saved... Well, then we wouldn't have a film, obviously. But
yeah, there'd be no movie. Well, the second cops would show up and be like,
the second cops.
Those guys lucked out, didn't they? Yeah. The production design in this is amazing. Everything looks thoroughly disgusting and horrifying. Like, that house, when they're going through it, is just a nightmare place.
It's a massive house. I could see where maybe there was some inspirational, like, back rooms kind of situation, like, because it was like such a lot of the locations they went to was like, oh, we see a front image of like a normal size thing, but when they go in, it's gargantuan, and there's so many twists and turns, weird hallways, so many rooms. Like, then you get to the point where there's just like a fucking hole in the ground. Now you're underground. There's so much to it that I'm like, how did they do this? Like, how? Where did they find? Like, who scouted this? Is this even real? Because now I'm like, is everything just like fake now? Like, I don't even know what's real anymore, because there's just so much to it that it's unfathomable that it can be that large.
Yeah, the place they go to through the hole in the... First of all, anytime you go into a basement of a place and there's a pit dug in the corner with words spray painted next to it, no, out.
No, that's above my pay grade, Gago.
Yeah, you're going to need to call in a group of priests, call in Blade, whatever you need to do, but it doesn't involve me anymore.
Not Blade.
Call Blade, whoever you need to. It's not... Call Kolchak, it's whoever you need to investigate it, because I'm not the one going to be involved in that. I really like the found footage of the body cam, because it eliminates there's so many of the found footage movies. It's always like, why don't you just put the camera down and run?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to hold the camera up while you're fighting the zombie or whatever it is? This, it's just, they're so used to it. It's just pinned to the uniform all the time. So they're just used to walking around with it, and you don't have to be focusing it and doing all this kind of stuff.
Your hands are free to shoot a gun. Your hands are free to fight.
Your
hands are free to run your ass away.
And it's at a reasonable height, so you're not looking up at anybody or looking down.
Yeah.
It's a perfect thing for the found footage because it makes a lot of sense.
I'm gonna tell you right now, those people that are still holding the camera, they're like, I'm gonna upload this when I survive, and it's gonna get a ton of likes. I'm gonna get a lot of fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to monetize my YouTube channel with this.
Hell yeah, that's exactly what they're thinking. But they never do because they always die.
Yeah, that was my biggest gripe about was it Diary of the Dead, or the George Romero found footage one, because I was like, put the camera down and run, or help people. You're filming them getting eaten. They're your friends. Put the camera down.
But we know in real life, though, that those people exist. That they're just going to keep
probably
filming.
Do.
That's the sad part. I think that's the social commentary right there, right? Obviously, there's social commentary within this film as well. I think they do a kind of a good thing where it's a blend of some realism, but yet at the same time, then some really otherworldly or whatever you want to say, crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
So it's a mix, the cops, it's that whole, I wouldn't say good and bad. It's obviously, the cop that does the wrongdoing, it's a lot of, he didn't mean to do it, caught up in the situation, accidental.
And that's the thing. The body cam would have kind of cleared him.
I feel like the body cam would have cleared him, definitely.
I mean, they might have been mad at what happened, but, someone comes at you in that situation.
You asked him, it's not like he went in, saw it, and just shot him in the head.
Yeah.
He asked a couple of times to put his hands up, to show his hands, and then the thing didn't, and then it ran towards him, and that's why he shot. And I think that he would have been fine. But
he didn't, empty the gun either.
Exactly.
He fired twice. Granted, like they said, in the court of public opinion, he might have been crucified. But legally, he would have probably been okay.
Yeah.
Because even though what he did resulted in something really, really bad happening, it is understandable how it could happen. Especially in that situation, you're in a dark basement.
Yeah.
In a creepy neighborhood, and something crazy happens. It's, well, okay. I could see how it would be written off as an accident. I
have a lot of weird questions that will never be answered and don't need to be answered, but you know me, I'm quirky like that.
Okay.
I'm just like, who's paying the rent for that place? Is it condemned? Does anyone actually live there? Is it rented? Yeah, what's up with that place? And, well, when we get to the end, I mean, I don't know, we didn't really say we were going to do a spoiler or not.
We've talked about it kind of a little bit in general now, so if you want to wait and watch it and then come back and listen to the rest of this, we're going to talk some spoiler stuff from this point on.
We'll put it, we'll say it again, but just let's give the date. This is going to be released on Shudder on March 13th.
Oh, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. It's a great time for this film to come out.
Yeah.
So now we will commence with the spoilers.
Spoilers.
So when you have the entity, or whatever you want to call it, because we don't know at this point what's going on. The Underman, yes, the Underman. When you have the Underman speak through the bodies, these bodies he's taken over.
Tranked out people,
yes. Well, the first one we actually saw that he spoke through was the girl that was going to help them wipe the body cam.
Yeah.
She had been taken hostage, and now she was being used through the Underman.
Because they went to her, they were like, can you help us erase this body cam footage? And she was like, sure. And then she saw the footage where the woman said, the Underman, and she was like, oh, fuck no, I am not involved in this shit. Peace out. And she ran.
And she ran. And there's, it's like, how's she know the underman, though? She in the streets like that? I guess she's doing some scandalous things because...
Look, if you know how to erase police body cams, you're doing something illegal and you're into some shady shit.
I loved how the one cop that you're like, oh, he was just an accident. It was just an accident, He knows some underhanded people. He knows, like, oh, this is a person that can wipe body cams. That's a weird thing to know as a cop, I guess.
I feel like he's been to that place before.
Hell yeah. Like, what is he erasing from the body cam?
Yeah, like, that's probably not his first trip there.
Or it could be one of those things where it's just like a repeat offender, and he had been in the area at least a couple of times where he knows that this person's doing nefarious things, so he knows where to find them.
You can show up and be like, how would you like a get out of jail free card next time I catch you doing something bad?
Exactly. Like all those movies we've seen where they have like the informant person. Like,
yeah, there's a Law and Order about that where with Richard Belzer just holds up his card and goes, who wants to give me information? I give you this card. The next time you get arrested, call me and you go home free.
I'm dead.
And then they all leave, and after everybody leaves, then one guy comes back in and goes, yeah, I'd like to help you out with that. And takes the card, but doesn't take it in front of everybody, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sure that may have been the kind of deal he had too. Was like, I've helped you out, so now you're going to help me out.
So yeah, it didn't help her out. She ended up, having a weird disjointed jaw moment where the entity is talking through anything dealing with the mouth, and it looked really good actually.
Yeah.
Brandon Christensen, pretty sure, did the visual effects for this.
He did the effects for this, the editing, the coloring.
He did a lot of things. This we did not say at the beginning, so I want to say that this was obviously directed by Brandon Christensen, and it was co-written. Brandon Christensen and his brother Ryan Christensen wrote this together.
Yeah, and like we said, they did a lot of other, Brandon did a lot of other things on it as well. And I think that in movies like this, the body cam being a little glitchy and a little fuzzy and a little digitized in places helps the effects. Because it covers anything that you might not notice is, 100%. When you damage it a little bit, it's, oh, okay, well, now that looks fine.
Yeah. And it, you're underground, we've used our cell phones many times, and we'll go into a Walmart and it's like dead zone. Like you can't get anything out, like not even a text message.
That's the thing I made fun of so hard in that Texas Chainsaw 3D. The guy was underground sending them video back on his cell phone. He's underground outside of town, sending crystal clear video.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he had like AT&T or something. He was paying a lot.
You got to be on the really expensive AT&T plan before you can get that kind of coverage.
He sure was. He was in the underground coverage because that's the only thing that makes sense. But yeah, the shit's annoying. It's like, okay, that's not real. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, you go to the Dollar Tree, your phone doesn't work sometimes. So yeah.
So yeah, it just, man, and then they go, and then the other guy, the partner, who's trying to get him to like turn himself in, who's telling him this is not going to end well, who's like trying to help his, partner out and doing the right thing. He obviously is caught up in this whole mess, and that cop gets the accident. The guy who did the accident, he gets hurt, and then it's like, oh, let's go to my mom. Who the mom, by the way, thought she was going to be a doctor, but she was some kind of like priestess / like drug counselor.
Because she had a lot of people in there, and they had like IVs in, like they were being.
But I'm like, is she a doctor though? That's weird. Like, why do you have people in your house with IVs in their veins, like strangers too? Like, because there's her daughter and the sister of the cop died of some kind of like drug overdose or some drug thing, and I guess she made it her life's work. What didn't work for me is I'm a person that I need to know who, what, when, where, why. Like, I know there's a lot of ambiguous films out there, and I'm really not, if you hear this, you've heard this podcast before, I'm not really into that at all, because it just leaves so many questions out there. I need to know what was the underman.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to know his like whole life story, but just a little bit.
Is he a demon? Is he alien?
I'm gonna go with extra dimensional entity on this one.
But then, like, what's the purpose? Is he just collecting people? What is he doing with these people? And then he wanted a baby. Why did he want the baby? That there's so many things it didn't add up for me. And look, I'm along for a Brandon Ryan Christensen ride. Like, I'm here for it. You know, I love Night of the Reaper. Obviously, Z, you know, really like that film too.
Stillborn, Puppet Man, they've all been great.
I have there's no, like, but this one, and it's not that I had an issue with it. I just wanted more. I like what I saw. I did enjoy the film, the body cam aspect of it. You know, how real the guy was, the relationship, you know, a little bit of character development, the relationship between the mom and the son. Yeah. You know, which you get a little bit, all the actors did a fantastic job. I was locked in. I did not feel bad for I didn't. It really sucks that there had to be that kind of sacrifice. And I want to know why the Underman wanted a child. That's all. But I have to say that this was giving, like, could have been a great episode of, like, VHS. Yeah. Like, this would have been this. I see this as a VHS. Like, okay, not to take anything away from the writing of the brothers or anything, or their vision or anything like that.
But this would, if this had been a part of a VHS, this had been a great segment.
Yeah, and it could have been his. It could have been his part of VHS. As obviously those are collaborated stories, from all different writers and directors. So even though it ran, I mean, they could have cut it down. But for the most part, I mean, I feel like the runtime was good. I didn't feel like I had been watching the movie for like 5 years.
No, some of the found footage is padded a little bit. I didn't feel like there was a lot of padding on this one.
No, it was pretty straight to the point.
And I love the effects of the Underman, because so many times in these, they tend to just show you something kind of in the shadows and just get a little bit of creepiness. But this one, the Underman, he's in the darkness, all right, but he comes right out where you can see him, and you're like, oh, okay, he's not a person. It's not like, oh, the Underman is just like a guy hypnotizing people or a cult leader of some kind. You see it, and you know this son of a bitch is not from this world.
Now, I did like how they went from the found footage black and white when it like glitched, and then you also saw him in color.
Yeah, that was the night vision was what you were seeing on the body
night
cam.
Vision, yes.
And then when you saw him later, you were seeing him in color with it, and it was like, okay. But yeah, I love that part of it, because so many things they just try to make like a little, you know, it's a guy with a hood on, and you don't really see what it is, which I understand. It's a low budget. Some of these are low budget movies, and they're saving on the effects. But I appreciated that you really did see him, and that he looked otherworldly. You know, he was moving differently. He had, you know, tentacles coming out of him and different things. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's cool when you have someone that is talented in several areas. So you have, like, obviously Brandon Christensen, like his thing is like like special effects. That's like his main shtick. And then being able to like write and direct and, you know, create on top of doing the visual effects, because you envision what you want it to look like. Yeah. You know, and then you're able to like put that to pen and paper and create a story, or vice versa. That's extraordinary. So, you know, 7th film, I give it 2.5 knives. I know.
You're like, I love it. 1 star.
No. I can't give it 3 knives. I'm sorry. 3 knives is like 3 and 4 knives. We have done 300 episodes, or however many episodes we've had, and I can't really tell you if I've ever given a 3 or 4th knife. If anything,
yes,
maybe
you have many times.
No, I wouldn't say many times. I really hold those for like something that like blew my mind. Like, I'm just like, holy man, that's just fantastical, you know? But it's my rating. If I didn't like it and I hated it, I would have given 0 knives, which I have before given a 0 knife, or a 1 knife. 2.5. That's pretty decent. Like, I'm pretty sure Poppy gave Night of the Reaper also 2.5 knives. For me, that's like, yeah, you had me, you almost had me, you almost got. You're just half a knife away. you got the hilt of the knife. Like, that's
well, I'm going higher. I'm going 3 knives on it because I enjoyed it. And yeah, I'd like a little bit more explanation of the Underman, but I can live with it. Lord knows there's a lot of other found footage movies that didn't give you any explanation that I enjoyed as well. So
is he related to the Puppet Man?
Maybe.
That's the question.
There's a lot of Puppet Man, Underman. As long as it doesn't show up at the Superhost place, we'll be fine.
Ooh, they both rent from the Superhost place.
That'd be bad times.
That real bad times. That's the next movie, guys. They bring both of these into the
Superhost where they're staying at the Airbnb.
They're staying in an Airbnb.
That'd be a good little sketch to do, like at Popcorn Frights.
Yeah.
Have him do like a little sketch where it's all the characters popping in together.
Also, how crazy Brandon Christensen is just like, hey, here I am at Popcorn Frights with 2 brand new movies. Like where did you find a time, man? Where did you find a time? Because those are 2 movies that they showed premiered at the same time there. You know, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, I think that's a first for them. I don't think they've had the same person have 2 movies there before.
No, and, you know, we follow, obviously, Brandon Christensen, and we see, like, he's in the room, he's doing the special effects, like, he does, you know, a lot of posts of the projects that he's working on and whatnot, and so we see, like, okay, you're busy. He probably be coming out with another movie, like, 2 months from now. and I'm gonna watch it. I'm you know, there's a lot of, I don't know, I don't think there's a lot of directors out there that are doing like boom, 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 boom. Like,
yeah,
you know, and putting out like decent quality stuff. This is not like Amazon Prime, like horror movie where it's just like, oh, this was filmed in like a Georgia house and these are just like friends. Like, then it looks bad. Like the production value just looks terrible, right? This is like, oh, a whole other level. So
yeah, each one, yeah, they're lower budget. You're not spending $90 million on these, but you don't need to. That's the beauty of how these are written. You don't need to spend $90 million to make these look great.
No, and they do a fantastic job. I guess I could give the other half knife just for that.
All right, so we'll just agree it's a 3 knifer all around.
You can say that was a 3 knifer for you. Yes, I'm gonna say 2.5 knives and then pause. Half a knife.
Let me explain how math works. 2.5 plus a half makes 3.
They're 2 separate ratings.
No, they're not. They're the same.
They're 2 separate ratings for me. Well, thank you so much for joining us in another episode of Jump Scare, the horror podcast.
And if you like what you hear, please click on our link. Buy us a coffee. Buy us a coffee. We could use one.
Buy us a coffee.
It's been cold here in Florida lately. We need something warm.
So cold, the light bill alone. Like,
yeah, buy us a coffee, and that way we can put our coffee money towards the tremendous heat bill that we had to pay this month.
Yeah,
but yeah, because we're not used to being cold down here in Florida. So when it gets cold, we turn the heat on, and then we're paying for it now.
And this was not like, oh no, it was 50 degrees, and the people out here were wearing shorts and flip flops like we do. This was like 29 degrees. Okay.
Yeah, this is, you have to turn the heat on weather.
Yeah, it was wild. But thank you so much, and congratulations to both Brandon and Ryan Christensen on developing, creating another, you know, successful film. I'm looking forward to seeing the next films. We will keep watching them as long as you keep making them. Thank you so much, and stay tuned to the horror.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.